Good afternoon. You are now tuned in to the Flav'a Show. I am your host, the Zen Master. We have a very, very good show today. I want to start off by introducing my lovely co-host, right to my left, Mama Ty. Mama Ty, or we don't say Mama, that's at school, I'm sorry. Miss Ty. And, we got to get out of work. And today's topic, we had a couple of cancellations. Unfortunately, we were to have a movie producer, Mr. Randy Holloway, on here, so he's going to reschedule with us. We will have him here. And we also were supposed to have Mr. Firstborn to talk about our Gold MC conversation that we're going to do a little bit later. But our topic conversation for today is domestic violence, a very, very hot topic that goes on, unfortunately, in the city. And we brought none other than the great Miss Cynthia Moore from Women in Touch to come on down and to give us the professional view on domestic violence and how people can go for help. And now just walking in, none other than the big-time superstar that he is. You know, he had to make a grand late appearance. And I'm not talking about him because he's late. He's making a grand appearance. Am I? Yeah, I am. None other than the one-word man, Black. How you, Black? You all right, man? I'm going to let you get your headphones on. You all right?
Let me apologize for being late.
Uh-huh.
Won't happen again.
I think you said that last week, but
I wasn't late last time. They was late.
All right. So they saved you.
They saved me.
Right. All right. Well, yeah. So again, we got a topic today: domestic violence. Just want to give people information on how they can receive help. We want to give some, the statistics that are out there, and just want to give some people some information. So, Ms. Moore, since you are the resident professional on this issue, I just want to allow you to go ahead for the 5 people that are listening to give them some information on this domestic violence.
Well, it's an honor to be here and to discuss this topic. As you said, this is a hot topic, especially at this time of the year. This is when it spikes. They call it interpersonal relationship violence now.
Okay.
Because of the dynamics of the relationships. So at this time of the year, you see a spike, I guess, primarily because of the holidays and all the stress and tension that are put on people. Another time of the year is in the summer. We get a lot of calls for help during the summer. Although Women in Touch is not a shelter, we're listed as one, but we're not a shelter. We're just there to give out resources. Mm-hmm. And one of the resources that we normally give is the agency called CAM. Now, what CAM does, it locates the shelters that are available for women and children and even men that are going through domestic violence.
So the statistics that I put up said 1 in every 3 women have reported some domestic violence issues, and I even saw that it had like 1 in every 4 men.
That's true. And it all depends on where you're getting your stats from.
Sure.
Because sometimes you may hear 1 out of every 4 women and also 1 out of every 4 men.
Really? Now, the men part, obviously, that kind of surprised me. I was thinking, that was probably right for the men. But do you see a lot of cases of men reporting domestic violence? Is that?
No, I don't. But
Okay.
It's funny. Just this week, I had a call from a social worker looking to place a man in a home. Mm-hmm. And one of the reasons why you don't hear from men is because, well, we're men. We're not supposed to be going through this.
Right.
So they're
Pride.
not really quick to speak on it,
Somebody beating you up, Black? I heard you, clear your throat on that. You got something to say on that?
Yeah, I got a lot to say.
Oh, God.
Okay.
If a man let a woman beat him up, he deserved to get beat up.
What?
Yeah, I mean, because it's easy, it's simple. Walk away. It's more simple for a man to walk away than it is for a woman. Because my mother used to be abused by her boyfriend.
Okay.
And I used to ask her as a kid, well, Mom, why you just don't leave?
Mm-hmm.
But it's more easy said than done for a woman.
More mental.
Yes, it is.
It's
But for a
mental.
man, he has no excuse for getting beat up because he can
That's
leave.
not true.
That is true.
It's
if you
all
was if
mental.
you was beating me up, I just leave, won't come back.
Really?
It's
You
see,
think so?
really, it's not that easy because sometimes they're caught up emotionally
Sure.
as well as financially.
Financially.
And sometimes it's another man beating another man up or another woman.
There are man-man relationships.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't look
Another
at it.
woman
I forgot
beating
about
up
that.
another
I
woman.
forgot about that.
I didn't look at it.
Roles have changed.
And is that are there a lot of
Our
cases of
culture
that?
has
Because I guess
changed.
culture has seen a
Yeah.
shift in how people view same-sex relationships. Do you get a lot of women beating women, or
Absolutely.
that's really
Yes, I do, and I'm surprised at the mindset because what it is a control mindset.
Sure.
There's usually one woman a little bit more dominant
Sure.
than the other woman, and this is the woman that's usually doing the abuse.
So you go from a man who may have been a dominant person in your life to a woman who, in a lot of cases, might be even more dominant than the man they left. That's
Crazy.
That,
Some-
again, that's
some
the
cases.
mental, that
Yeah.
You have been conditioned that way.
So
Yeah.
what are the reasons? What you said it spikes in during the holiday season and in the summer. What are the main causes for people who commit domestic violence, or what do you see as the reasons?
One of the reasons is because they have witnessed that themselves.
Okay.
And sometimes they'll say, I'm not going to do this, but they end up doing it themselves. Sometimes it's, especially in this season, like I said, it's due to stress, financial challenges, just people really unaware, and I always say unaware of who they are and be in control. You know, it's a form of controlling a person.
So what do you offer women when they come to you for help, or men, like you said?
Most of the time, when a person come to us and they have been faced with domestic violence, their self-worth is so low. And that is the first place we try to start working. And that is by building confidence in them and complimenting them a lot. Getting to really how they feel and listening to how they feel, allowing them to talk and express themselves. Sometimes women are not quick to talk because the questions are always asked, why do you stay? And it starts off so slowly when a woman is being abused. And I'm speaking from a personal standpoint.
Okay.
Sometimes you don't even realize that you're being controlled or you're being manipulated. And, you know, it starts off with sometimes just the way you dress. Why are you wearing that makeup? Pulling you away from friends.
So what you're saying to clear up for black,
Beg your pardon?
all violence isn't physical. It's
No, it's
verbal.
mental.
It's mental.
Yes, it's
control.
emotional.
Mental
It's,
abuse
it's
is worse than
emotional.
physical abuse.
Right. So
It-
the
it's-
guy can be abused.
He can walk away.
Oh my God.
Well,
I mean, that's
I mean, the
bottom
same
line.
thing can happen to a man. He can be emotionally abused. I mean, I've seen some things. I've seen men cry. I mean, just cry their hearts out, and you and all you can do is just feel sorry.
Is they crying over another man, or? Because I have no sympathy for none of that.
Oh my God.
Oh well.
I mean,
okay.
especially when it comes to a man. I don't. Now, for a woman, yeah, I got all the sympathy in the world for a woman. When it comes to a man, whether he with another man or whether he with a woman that's beating him, if he ain't strong enough to walk away, then he deserves whatever he gets.
Stop being biased.
But that's just what it is. Zen. If
So
you-
I understand what you're saying, but some people aren't as strong emotionally as you,
So
Black.
if you had a woman
Or mental.
beating you up, You gonna sit there and
So
say?
no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't
Okay.
let myself get beat up by a woman, or
You don't know,
yeah, I don't.
as far as you can say.
As
right
far
now.
as I can say, that would be something. But all men are, and then it's other reasons. People stay in relationships, like Ms. Moore said, for other reasons. They might be financially.
It
I-
is financially.
You
Children.
see that corner right there? I sleep right in that corner if I let beat my ass like that.
You would stay in a box
Man,
before
in a
you.
box. I'd rather fall on the knife. Listen, I understand domestic violence is serious. You understand? I have a friend that's in trouble right now for domestic violence, and he didn't see it that way. He looked
Oh,
at,
so you have a friend that's a man that's in.
but he ain't getting. He's doing the beating.
Oh, he's the beater.
Yeah,
Oh,
and I'm
okay.
not saying that it's right, but like I told him,
Yeah. So what'd you tell him? I
he
wanna hear.
wrong. See, I feel like this from a man's standpoint. You should let no woman get you off your square where you feel like you have to put your hands on her, because you can't beat no sense into a woman. So I feel like
Can't
he
be no sense into a person at all.
period. But I felt he was less than a man because he let her get him off his square to put his hands on him. His thing was she was cheating. I don't care what she was doing. That you still don't ready to beat her up. So I really feel sad for the women that do get stuck in situations like that. I
Right.
do. But for the men, I don't have no sympathy.
Well, pain. Pain is pain if you're a man or a woman.
Oh, for sure.
So and you also have emotional feelings too.
Miss Moore, I understand where you're coming from, and I understand that point from a woman. Please believe me. No disrespect. But for a
I'm
man,
good.
because I've been in relationships where I've been hurt maybe once.
Maybe once.
Yeah.
Feelings hurt? Or is it
I-
she took the frying pan to you and then you was hurt?
Nah, I don't get off into that domestic stuff with women. Because I got sisters and nieces and a mother. And I know what I would do if a guy was beating on my mother's sister and them. So I wouldn't do that to another woman. But, nah, I mean, we broke
But
up.
emotionally,
But we talking about the
you were
mental
hurt.
State. Right.
Yeah, I was hurt. But I didn't want to beat her up.
So how did you respond from being hurt?
Walked away
You walked away.
and went and got a corner and did what I had to do in my corner.
Went and got a corner.
Yeah, I got a corner. It might was a big corner, but I got a corner.
Uh-huh.
Not like a corner out on a corner, but just went to myself and gathered myself.
Oh, okay. I'm glad you said that.
And
'cause
started all over. But it didn't turn into me wanting to beat her or harm her or do anything to her. But yeah, I was hurt. That's what I'm saying. It's not easy for a woman maybe to walk away because women are emotionally attached anyway.
Was it easy for you to walk away?
At that time, hell no.
Oh, it wasn't easy.
But I did it because I know I had to do it.
Okay. So you can understand how some people who may not be as strong in mind and character as you,
For a woman, yes.
but you can never understand a man
No.
who is being
A man's supposed to be a thinker. A man's supposed to put his feelings to the side and walk away. Don't beat the woman or let the woman beat him or let the guy he would beat him.
But again, it's all not physical. So let's move from that. It ain't all about beating. It could be emotional. Some men stay and they can be emotionally abused.
So, Ms. Moore, do y'all offer group counseling or y'all refer them out?
We refer them out. Sometimes in our meetings, we have counselors come in to our meeting. We call our meetings the Red Lipstick Experience.
Okay.
And the Red Lipstick Experience is, I came up with that title for a lot of different reasons. I came up with red because red is a bold color. And most of the time, women don't like to wear red because they associate it with something negative.
Right.
So I do association. I associate the color red with a lot of words such as power, strength, courage, victory. And then there's also words that we look out for: danger, hate, war, fire. We don't refer them like you asked, but we do try to have counselors in the meeting. We also have a meeting we call the Red Experience, because if a man see red lipstick, he's gonna stay away from that. But if we say the Red Experience, they tend to come. That's when we bring men and women together and we talk openly about issues. For instance, Mr. Black, he would be very interesting to have at one of our meetings.
I'm sure he would be.
And I will definitely try to get in contact with him to have him, because it makes our meetings interesting, and also it opens up to what you feel inside, because part of domestic violence is sometimes the person that is being abused, they don't open up because they've been shut down so often.
Right. Loss of self-worth.
Yes, a loss of self-worth.
So you're in control of the organization? This is your baby, or?
Yes, I found this organization in 1999, but it wasn't truly functionable until 2004 when we received our 501c3. Even though we were working, helping young people in college, get books, providing transportation, and some counseling. We also had a bullying program, and the young lady that did the bullying program grew up and, found other things to do, and I miss her. But, yes, I am the founder and the president of Women in Touch.
You want to leave a number or somewhere, so if people who might be listening, they
Can get in
might, yeah,
Sure. The number is 313-737-7168. That's 313-737-7168. Women in Touch.
Okay. So are there any suggestions that you can give to somebody who might be listening right now, who might be going through a situation? What would you say to them if you could speak directly to them?
When I speak directly to them, I ask them first, is there a friend or relative that you can go and stay with? Someone that maybe the person that is abusing you don't know of. I also tell them to prepare some items, especially if they have children, to get IDs, Social Security card, a change of clothes, and put them in a safe place. To find someone that they can really talk to, because most of the times people are going to ask you, why do you stay? Do you like being abused? And it really takes talking to someone, being in their positions. Like I said, I was once a victim of domestic violence, and there's a such word called gaslighting. And my reality was so different, it had been changed. I was the type of woman that got out and sung and had a good time. I believed that I was going to travel around the world. And I got with someone that was really smart, bright, and very manipulative. And pretty soon, it wore my self-confidence down, lost who I was as a person. So I would tell them to find someone, to talk to someone. And if they're really in a bad fix, really, especially if someone is beating on them, to call 911, and they'll give them the domestic violence hotline. And there's also a place where the abuser can go, and that's the 46th District Court, and that's located on Jefferson. Too, because a lot of times they're sent for counseling. It's not free, but there is a place that you can go.
So they could go there without being, arrested or being put in. They could go there and admit that I beat my wife. And
I don't think they would do that, but I think the courts. That's what the courts will assign them.
Okay,
to do
once
from
they
the
go
court.
through the courts.
Yes.
Because that's another issue, I guess. Because I seen an article yesterday where a guy in Texas, he was facing 99 years because a woman had accused him of breaking into his house, stabbing an X on her chest, and then leaving. But then they found out that at the exact time, after 2 years, he was arrested, I think this 2 years ago, and he took a selfie at the exact time where he was supposed to be, beating her.
Committing a crime.
Right. And so she did it to herself. She admitted that she did. So I know a lot of guys, because I guess the law, a woman could just say that something happened, and without what is the burden of proof? I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Is there something that has to be, or can she just say he beat me and punch herself in the eye, then I go do 2 years in jail?
Well, I can't say that doesn't happen because it do, but normally when the police are called out, they look at the person, and if there are bruises on the person that claimed that they have been beat, they usually will take the other person away. I've known them to take women away too. They have this, as they said, the Me Too movement,
Right.
and a lot of men are saying that they are accused of things that they haven't
Right.
did.
For sure.
And I'm sure that does happen. But this is, I'm not going to say it's rare. I just know that the women that we work with, they all have been abused.
Sure. Sure.
And
Sure.
it's a horrible thing to accuse somebody like that. That means there's something mentally going on with the person that
for
would
sure.
do that.
For sure.
And another stat that you don't see too much, and that is people that are physically challenged, they stand a 40% chance more of being abused. And me being visually challenged, I've never had that happen to me. Because I'm going to fight, if you come near me, if I feel like I'm being threatened.
Right. Well, yeah. So you're saying people who have physical handicaps, they have a greater chance of being abused by
40% more, more chance of because sometimes, especially if you're in a wheelchair and you can't get around, they can withhold even food from you, cleaning you up. Your money, if you can't get to a point where you can get your own money, they can even withhold your money.
Yeah, those is real. That's real. I mean, and this
real.
issue is very real as well. So we don't want. I'm not trying to downplay it by saying that women are just accusing
I understand.
men all across the world, but it's definitely a real issue that needs to be addressed. And what do you think needs to be done to make it better? Are there any things that you have in mind that would?
I don't mind saying that I'm a Christian.
Right.
So as a Christian, I believe in there's just one thing for me, is knowing who you are, and especially knowing who you are in Christ. It's just like you know that your name is Zen, and you could have 1 million people argue that issue with you, try to change your reality, but you know what your name is. And when you come to know who you are, you can't be moved off of your square.
Self-worth.
Number one, self-worth. No, so that's what we should take out of this. Know who you are and be strong in who you are.
That's it.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Ty?
What? Oh, I'm sorry.
She
so
said what? You got a blind moment?
I was checked into a zone. Just to jump back, when you said the red lipstick deal, something came to mind is bold. Red is a bold color.
Right.
So for bold, for that person and those women or men, the acronym would be broke down as brave, observant, loved, and determined. So they are determined to stay focused. They need to know that they
You
are
should
loved.
hire Ty. You need to-
Oh
you
yeah,
got another
I would
job.
be glad to have her, especially to come into a meeting, because I never thought about that. So yes, that would be good. As a matter
And
of
she
fact,
got red lipstick on.
oh, go ahead, girl.
Oh,
You, Miss Moore?
Oh yeah. I wear red lipstick. Most of the time, I wear red a lot. People.
That's
Uh,
strength. She told you. Back
Yes, bold. Yeah, I love wearing red. That is a color. Most of the
bold
time, people don't understand why red is such an important color, because it attracts attention. That's why the fire engines are the color red.
And your
Danger
stop sign is
signs
red.
are red. What'd you
Stop.
say?
Your stop sign is red.
Stop signs are red.
Back up.
Yeah, because if a woman walks into a place and she has on a red dress, she's
Like
going to
turning
get
his
the
head.
attention. Yeah, she's going to get the attention.
yeah, for sure. For sure. Red's going to stand out,
Yes.
especially if she's an attractive woman wearing red. But
Yeah.
I think attractive women could wear green and still.
any color.
Yeah, so.
And
but
your
it's
head turn.
Coming from men, yes. Okay. All right
100%.
now.
Oh, my
100%.
goodness.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
I'ma look.
Ty got on gray and black can't keep her eyes off her already.
Oh, wow.
Boom.
Right.
There you go.
Yeah. So, is there anything else that you want to let people know as far as this topic? And we don't want to just gloss over it, but we definitely want to be
Warning
able to.
signs, things to look out, be aware of.
That's a good thing.
Warning
Yeah, that's a good
signs
thing.
is, say for instance, you start going out with someone, and you may wear a dress that's very fitted, but after they get with you, they ask you, "Why are you wearing this dress? You look better in this dress." They start talking about how you dress, your hair. And some women like for men to be a little jealous, but when it's an extreme amount of jealousy, these are warning signs. When they start putting you down in front of people, warning signs. When they try to control who you see and when you see, warning signs. And sometimes it starts off with a shove
Or grab.
or a push or a grab. And when that starts happening,
Run.
okay, that's a good one, Ron. But sometimes by that time, the woman is so emotionally involved. And for women, we are emotional creatures.
I said
And so we can quickly get involved. So,
We
yeah,
need to be
that's
aware.
what-
Help
yeah.
your kids, because you got a young one like I do.
For
And
sure.
it starts in high school. I've known girls to have that control issue for letting boys control them in school when we were younger. So
Hey,
But
do you
that's
work
different
with
household.
minors? I mean, if
Yeah,
somebody's being abused, and
Yeah, and so when you look at some stats, it says abuse started at the age of 18 to, I think, 32.
it starts
And
younger
some
than that.
says 20 to 24, but it can start in elementary school. It can start really with bullying, and then junior high school. Because take, for instance, you get with a young woman or young girl that's not as attractive as, maybe a lot of her friends. And she's just so happy somebody pays attention to her. Or you get with a woman and, she's working hard and she's not as attractive or just don't feel good about herself. And she gets with a man and she stays with him just to say she has a man. And it doesn't matter, your color, your financial status. Anyone can be in a situation where they're abused. And, people don't know that you lose a year. You can lose as much as $5.8 billion on domestic violence due to insurance, being laid off from work. It's just there's so much money that's in that. And I think if we paid more attention to the signs, even, I know in church you can go to your pastor, and some pastors will call you in for counseling and they'll talk to you, and the abuse is still going on, and there's nothing did a lot of times. So I'm glad that we're having this conversation and being very open about it.
what about the abuser? What are the signs that maybe that we could deter in the abuser? I guess other than like bullying, but what should we be looking for? To try to curb that in the abuser.
Sometimes, I guess it's just the way, and this is me, the way that he talks to a woman, how he respects a woman. And sometimes, if it's a man, sometimes he gets it from his father. And that's why it's so important that if a woman is with a man or a woman that is abusing her, she's teaching her child, how to live. And if a man is beating on his wife, his girlfriend, that's what he's teaching his son too.
It's passed on from
Yes.
generation to generation. You have to break the cycle.
Yes.
You have to break the cycle. So it's all about respect. Have respect for everybody else, for other
Self-awareness,
people.
confidence.
Self-awareness and confidence.
That's true. Yes,
So that's going with knowing who you are.
that's true. All of it.
All right. So again, for those people who just tuned in, I just wanted you to let them know this is Cynthia Moore from Women in Touch. And can you give that number one more time?
It's 313-737-7168. Can I make an announcement?
You certainly can.
December 15, we're having a women Sisters of Compassion and Women in Touch We're having a community Christmas luncheon
Okay.
at 11,000 McNichols, the McNichols building. And we're going to talk about things in the community such as domestic violence, human trafficking, and other issues that are facing our community. We're going to be giving out gifts, and yes, it's a luncheon, and we're going to have food. So we're asking that you come out and hear what's going on in the community. And you can call my number again at 313-737-7168. And let us know if you're coming out for our community Christmas luncheon.
All right. That sounds great.
great.
And we would like to help, if you with promotion. So some things that I could do to maybe help you promote that event as well. You brought up something real quick before we let you go. That's a bigger issue than I thought it was. I recently heard statistics. Human trafficking.
It's real.
Yeah, I mean, so do you work with that as well? And can you give us some information on this? I guess is it a new epidemic or is it?
Oh, no.
It's been going on for a long time.
It's been going on a long time, but it's just coming to the forefront.
Okay.
And since it's coming to the forefront, I decided the past 3 or 4 months that I want to get more involved and make the community more involved in it. And so
for sure.
I have been inquiring and asking different people to come and teach me and train me and come to the meetings so we can make our community more aware of it. When you have your friends and a family member that has been caught up or had to get away from someone that was trying to capture them, it becomes an issue. It became an issue for me. So I don't have information, but there will be someone at that meeting that's going to speak on that.
Sure. And we'll keep talking about it every week until it comes on. Again, like I said, maybe some other things we could do to help you promote it as well.
Thank you.
Yes, definitely. So we definitely want to thank you for coming out. I think you were very insightful in giving us information that we need. The goal of us is to reveal intelligence on time, and I think you did a very good job in
Thank you.
giving some information.
Yes, he did.
Thank
in
you
the,
so much.
Yes, he did. Real
I
thorough.
appreciate you. It was a pleasure talking to you.
I appreciate you calling. I don't know who you got my number from, but I appreciate that person.
Yeah, no, it was just me trying to find some great people like you to come out and speak to this issue. So I think that was great. And we thank you. And again, we will make sure we put this on the agenda so every week we talk.
Follow up, revisit.
Yeah,
Right.
revisit it.
Thank
For
Yeah.
sure. Because it's real.
Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Ty's going to walk you out, and we're going to get into this next conversation. I appreciate you coming. Black, you're going to have to come get it on camera, so you come sit over here. Yeah, because, we want them to see you, man. You like
that right?
you superstar up in this building.
Not that. Not that at all.
So, yeah, unfortunately, Mr. Holloway did not come today, but we're going to get him next week. So we're going to move back into our conversation of the GOAT MC, the greatest of all time. Hopefully we could get past 2. Last week we only got as far as the second one, but hopefully we could get a little deeper into the conversation this time. And next week we will have Firstborn from Purple Gang. He will be here to speak on this topic as well as we move through this conversation. And we have a special guest that will be coming out with him as well. So we want to jump back into this. I hope you did your homework, man. Did you do your homework?
Oh, yeah, I did my homework.
That sound like one of them kids at school, man. Where your homework? Where is it? If you did it, man, where is it? Where your homework at?
I rushed out and left it.
That's what
Like
the
a
kids
bag.
say. Ain't that what the kids say, Randy, all the time? I did my homework, but I left it at home. Right?
Randy, I had a long night coming from Chicago, trying to get here. Got home, took a shower, left everything on the table. Even my glasses. I can't even really see right now. That's what's the crazy part about it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, again, you sound like one of them kids at school, man. They always got some reason.
excuse.
Yeah, I
for
always
sure.
had them escapades the night before the show, man. You can escapade on Saturday. You don't have to always have your escapades on Friday night, man. You know. So we're going to get into it. I know Ty did her homework, man. So, she a teacher.
Here come Ty.
I was in the car. I did my homework. Really, really did. That's
But-
why I looked
You know what Ty really did? I just left it on the table, rushing.
Mine is in the car.
I think we
we
both
don't
going
have
to.
time to run down there, though, so
I think if both of y'all going to get bad grades for the day, man.
Well, I think
I know my list.
I got mine in my head, but I
can
do
look at
probably
yours and
deserve
tell you.
a D today.
You deserve a D today?
For sure.
You deserve an
D
F.
minus.
Right, you deserve an F.
Oh.
If you say you deserve a D, then you really deserve an F.
You know, you
So,
can't-
last week we started, right?
We didn't get past Biggie, so just
Yeah, so
for the record.
for the record, last week we started, we did Biggie, and I think that's all we did. We did get a little bit into Nas because those were the two we were talking about. That's what I have on my list from last week. So, again, let's go over the categories so people can know. So, we're rated MCs from a scale from 1 to 10 on 7 different categories. Flow, storytelling, culture influence, record sales, metaphors, conscious lyrics, and popular culture, effect on popular culture. So each one of those categories, so the high would be a 70, right?
I already have my goal.
You can't put him
That ain't
across
the
from
point.
me.
We not that
I'm
ain't the
making
point.
faces.
I already have my goal. I already got the goal. The goal of all time, man.
We not there yet. We not there yet. Slow down. So what we did Biggie, and I'll give my scores to Biggie. I gave him a 7.5 for flow, 7.5 for storytelling, 8.5 for culture influence, 8.5 on record sales, metaphors of 8, conscious lyrics 6, style of 8, and popular culture 7. So I think his final score in my book was a 61.
Yeah, mine was a 58. You 56 or something. You told me
Yeah, I
that
think
was
mine
rough.
was like close to 60-something, 68. Because I think Biggie a GOAT, man.
I think Biggie is your GOAT? That's your
Tupac and Biggie is my GOAT.
Tupac and
I mean,
Biggie is
they-
your
I would
GOAT.
have to agree with
They
you.
set the tempo, man. I mean, the rest of it
On the
is,
pot, not Biggie.
well, you know, they had the game locked down. I think that the dynamic of that was once they died, it opened the gates for everybody. Because people forget that Jay-Z was out way before them, and he wasn't as big until after they died.
About the same time. I don't think he was.
No, he
or
was
he was out before Biggie, but
Yeah.
Tupac was out before Biggie.
He
too.
didn't make what I'm saying to you. He didn't make
No waves.
It
Yeah,
after they
he was a
died.
quiet
until they
That's what I'm
died.
saying.
Even with the down south music, it didn't blow up as big as it did until these two guys died. So it opened a gate for all these other rappers to come out.
So,
and
but
one.
these two guys had to be influenced by somebody as well.
Wasn't them? Wasn't the ones behind them? That's for sure.
I know it wasn't the ones behind them, but it was the ones before them
Okay,
that they
yeah.
were
Okay, the
influenced.
Run DMCs. Okay, the
The Rock Kim.
Rakims. You know, because Rakim is a GOAT. You
So
know,
you know a GOAT is a singular person. You do
Well,
know that.
well, he
The
was- 'cause
greatest
he-
of all
listen,
time.
but let me
would
say
be-
this
Many
to you.
goats.
Yeah, ain't no mini goats.
That's
Ain't no natty goats and no mini goats. It's one goat. It's the goat. It's the goat.
you know,
And that's what we're trying to get to, the goat.
We not gonna get to that.
we're not going to get
Because
to it
we ain't gonna
because-
get to the next one. Oh, we ain't gonna get
You
to
know-
because you ain't gonna let us get to it. That's the
Because
problem.
you know what, we can stop it right here. Because
can't stop it right here.
it narrows down to Tupac and Biggie. Them two was the goals. The rest behind them, I only one I think that could probably stand up and hold themselves up with them is one person. And it's sad to say, it's not Jay-Z for sure.
No.
So a lot of people would say Jay-Z.
No,
So let's rank Jay-Z because
Eminem.
you keep bringing him up. Oh, Eminem is the only one?
yeah,
It's
for
the
sure.
only one that could stack with them?
that could stand on his own with them. Because look how Eminem got on everybody's song and just murdered them. And then this guy's denied to this day that won't get on the song with him. The great Snoop
Last
Dogg.
week you told me Eminem wasn't that great.
Nah, this ain't Eminem. I said Jay-Z.
You need to play that tape back.
Yeah.
We need
but
to run
no.
back to last week's
No.
show.
I said Eminem was a GOAT. Because listen,
We were talking about battle rap and all that, and you said he couldn't
Nah.
stand up. And
I never
do
said
you
that about
remember that,
Eminem.
Zen?
I think so.
Oh,
We
my
need to go
goodness.
back because I don't remember
We
saying
need to
that.
go back.
Because I think, Ty, you're wrong this time.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, Eminem is the only one that I always say could stand up with these two guys. The rest of them,
Last week you was in a different mind space. I don't think you remember
I'm in
that.
the same mind space I was.
Nah,
Last
he had
week.
he had that girl on his mind, that fat girl. Wasn't it last week? Then what you talking
Ain't
about, the
nothing
fat
bigger
girl?
than his bankroll.
Yeah, yeah.
He was excited because you had the lawyer. That's what happened.
Oh, it was the
He
proper
totally
weed got him
yes.
off got him off his square last week.
Proposal one.
I like the lawyer. He was cool. He had a lot of knowledge. You feel what I'm saying to you? But back to this rap stuff, man.
Okay.
Rap is watered down to me.
All right,
the
so
music is
let's
watered down.
that's not what we're doing right now.
Okay.
We're not really doing where rap is at this point. We're moving on to the next MC, who I think should be considered in the conversation.
And who was that?
And that's Nas. You can't leave Nas out the conversation. That's one of the greatest of all time.
No.
Why?
I like Nas. Don't get me wrong.
What?
But he's just a conscious rapper. He want to go back to Africa. That's all he talk about.
That is not all that
Motherland,
Nas
the
talk
roots.
about.
He wants to be
You
back in
talking
Africa.
about what album, man? What are you talking about?
that's just his whole persona,
Did you watch
period.
Belly last night? What are you talking about? Nas has.
And he was still in Belly talking about what? We're going to go to Africa.
It was a script, Black.
Okay, that's the script of his
Playing
life.
around. That is not the script of his life.
It
Don't would
is,
nobody
man.
say that all Nas does is talk about going back to Africa. That is not true.
Jews, Picasso's and this and that.
You
Man,
must
he's
have
not-
watched Belly last night. Man.
I
You
just,
suck.
I like Nas, man. I like Nas, but Nas is not one of the greatest rappers of all time. Not in not even in the top 10, not even in the top 20. with me.
Nas is not in the top 10
Hell
or
nah.
20.
Fuck no.
Are you
The
serious?
computer says he is.
I don't care what the fuck computer say. They lied too. No,
Nas
he's not.
is not in the top 10.
Fuck no. Do a survey. Ain't no fucking top
I'm
10.
sure I can do. Sorry, he'll be the top. What do you mean? So, who? I hate to ask this question. I swear to God, I hate to ask this question. But you put me in a situation where I have.
It won't be Nas, so don't ask
What
the
is your
question.
top 10?
Oh, there you go, man. I don't have a top. I got a top 2, top 3.
Yeah, so
Because the rest of
yeah.
these rappers is garbage to me, bro.
Out of his list, what's your top? Just looking at the list and spitting out people. Who is it?
I don't even want to hear it. Here, give me my paper, man.
Oh, you?
Yeah, take this one.
Yeah.
Give me my paper.
Hand me the paper, man.
Yeah, take this. And we're going to start this ranking on Nas. So, what would you rate Nas with Flo?
I'll give him about a 7. I mean, he can flow. Listen, I like Nas. But Nas is more like a conscious rapper to me. He wants to go
He's
back
really
to
not
Africa.
a conscious
but
rapper.
he is.
He really don't talk about going back to Africa. I really don't hear that in his lyrics.
Look, what you think?
Oh, I wish we had.
Huh?
What you
we,
think?
we can't ask me what I think. We just gonna leave Nas at a 6. I think I gave him like 6 across the board, something like that.
I probably gave him a 7 and a bunch of 5s across the board. I mean, I like
Wow.
Nas. I even listen to some of the Nas stuff. But he's not in the top 10, for sure.
For sure, you're wrong.
Okay.
For sure, you're wrong. For sure,
Okay.
you're wrong.
Well, no, we do. You go do your research. I'm going to do mine.
I've done my research.
He's not
I'm
in the top 10.
prepared. I'm prepared.
He's not in the top 10.
You gotta go to your next one.
So, I mean, the next one would
He
be
already said it. Tupac.
Tupac.
It's his top.
He going to get 10 all across the board to me.
I did give him 10s across.
Straight 10 all the way across.
Really?
Yes. He spoke Brenda Baby. Have you heard that?
I mean,
I mean, I
Mama,
like
I ain't
Tupac.
mad at
and
you.
He's
given
probably my
the
number
movie
2.
that just went by and the people are still relating to him, he will
Yeah, 10
always be
across.
relevant.
He was before his time.
I don't know about giving 10 straight across. I'm the German
But
judge.
I bet you'll give Jay-Z 10 across.
I sure would not give Jay-Z 10 across. I sure would not. I'm the
'Cause
German
that's your-
judge. Nobody gets 10s.
Well, I'm going to give Tupac 10 across the board. That's me.
So you give him 10 for Flo.
Everything. Just straight across the board, he got 10. He the coldest to me.
That's not true. That's not true.
Wow. Is Jay-Z colder than Tupac?
No, not in my book.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay.
But Jay-Z
is-
would be ranking right
is-
up there with him.
Is Nas colder than Tupac? Okay. What about Lil Wayne?
No way.
I don't even know why y'all got Redman on here. He's horrible.
Redman is horrible.
Yeah, he's horrible. Chaos One, he cool. Old school. I like him. Knowledge. Like power. Slick Rick, he gonna tell you a story. His story ran out. He ain't got no more stories to fucking tell. He's out the game. J. Cole, he knew. Okay. Give him okay. He's supposed to be this hot thing. I don't care for him. He's decent. Let's get down. Jay-Z, wow. A great liar. A great actor.
Jay-Z is a
Oh,
liar.
yes. Steal kids' souls. make
He
them write
still
their
kills
songs, act
songs.
like he go in the studio, he out the dome in his head. There's no proof that he ever did it. He
So
don't.
where you get that he still kids songs?
Because that's what he do.
Still kids souls.
Let me tell
Did
you.
he said souls or songs?
I said
Souls.
souls.
He said souls.
I
You
said
said-
souls.
He's still their souls?
Yes. And I'm gonna tell you this. Just same thing with Kanye
So you
West.
know-
Hold on, stop.
I just want to say this to you before you say this. Before you say what you say. You know let's give truths.
This is truth. In fact,
Let's give truths.
truth in fact, and I can show you where you go find it at.
Okay, please. All
Okay.
right.
When they signed
Mm-hmm.
Kim Kardashian's husband, which I don't care for, Kanye West, he wrote a lot of Jay-Z songs and did a lot of Jay-Z music. Jay-Z did not want him to get out. Dame, they had promised him that they was going to give him a deal. They gave him a deal. He ended up writing and producing a lot of Jay-Z songs.
And you
What-
know
stop,
this from
for
where?
a fact.
How?
I worked at Def Jam. It's all through the table. He says it himself. Benny
Jay-Z?
Siegel, hold on. Benny Siegel says it himself. Damien Dash says it too. Damien Dash gave him his first chance with College Dropout. That's why Jay-Z really started getting mad. So Jay-Z will get all the little kid that wants to be an entertainer, that can write a lot of his songs, take their production, and sit there and say, "Oh, I spit it from the dome." No, he's a great actor. He's not a great rapper to me. He's just a great actor to me.
Yeah, I don't really believe anything
I know
that
you don't,
just
because
said.
we talking about the great Jay-Z.
You're a bragger.
But
But Jay-Z is known as a writer for many other artists.
no,
so
he's not. That's
he
not true.
is. What
That's
are you
not
talking
true.
about? That is true.
That's not true. There's
That
nowhere
is
in the
true.
document. Well, who he wrote for? He can't even write for his
Dre?
own then. Who?
Dre?
Dre who?
Dr. Dre?
No.
Yeah.
No.
That's
no,
a proven fact.
No. Somebody else wrote it and he took the credit for it maybe, but he ain't wrote shit.
I don't believe that. I don't.
Do you know who wrote half of the Dr. Dre Chronic album?
Yeah.
Who?
D.O.C.
And who else?
Snoop Dogg.
Who else?
And Eminem. But Chronic
And-
2, Eminem.
And Royce the 5'9".
Yeah, well, he wrote some songs.
He wrote a lot of joints on that album.
No,
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
that's not true.
You know what I'm gonna do for you?
We can get
no,
Royce.
I'm
Let's
gonna get
go-
Royce.
yeah,
Royce
let's
is a
get
good friend of
Royce.
mine. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna
we
get
can get
Royce.
Royce.
And
He's
I'm
been
having
on
him
the
up here.
Flavor before.
Yeah, okay. And he's gonna tell you some stories that you don't want to hear. And it like you know, Zen, you know I've been in the industry for a long time, dibbling, dabbling, talking and messing with everybody through the industry. Come on now, don't discredit me. I saw a lot of things that people don't get to see. I've been a lot of places where people don't get to go. It's a lot of things that I know because I've been in the inside of this game. And the only reason why I'm not as big as I should have been, because I'm not gonna sell my soul for no money. That's why I'm not where I should be. I'd help all Michael Bivins, Puffy run their labels, but I'm not finna sell my soul for the fame. Because a lot of these guys is twisted. Y'all only see these guys in the image of the TV and the concert. I see these guys behind the scene.
Well, I mean,
Like I've been in the studio with Jay-Z in the Hit Factory in New York, and I saw him in a session where he don't rap off the dome. He got a book that he read from. But now they use their phone. But he had a book, and he ripping that way. So all this
so that's a contradiction, though. I just want to let you know.
I said
because you
read
just
all-
said he didn't write it.
he don't write it. It's a
So
book.
somebody else wrote in the book and gave it to him, but he read out the
Listen,
book.
I don't know if they
Kinda
gave the book.
contradicts
No,
yourself
it's
a
not
little bit.
contradicting yourself because most people that write songs got to write it down and give it to
We
you.
ain't
so
got to
you
get
can learn it.
loud. We ain't got to scream.
So you
That's
got
all
to
right.
learn it.
Calm down.
But he
That's
don't
all
write
right.
his songs
Calm
and he
down.
don't rap. He don't rap from like he say, "Oh, I hit a beat and whoop de whoop de whoop de whoop." I only heard one person through me, all been through the industry that does that, and that was Notorious Big. Even the great Tupac had a book.
He never said he didn't.
All right then. Jay-Z sat there and said, "Oh, I just rap from the dawn. Put the beat on. I'm gonna go." Stop. Have you ever saw him do it on any interview? No. Have you, Ty? Go to YouTube. Look it up. Let's see if he just went from the dawn, put a beat on like most rappers do, and go for them dawn.
So
You
scared to get
really,
this
really
read.
offended. Yeah, you really offended by Jay-Z.
I'm telling you why I'm offended by Jay-Z. Because everybody sucks his whoop, 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 like he the greatest motherfucker of all time, and he's not.
No.
And he's not. And it bothers me because they give him the fame and the claim that he's the biggest rapper of all time, and he's not. And
I
I've
have
tried him.
never heard anybody call Jay-Z the greatest of
Yeah,
all time.
come on. Now,
I-
you're not
that
being
I
real.
have.
You heard
Yeah,
people.
yeah. Everybody, he have
You
to.
gotta- I mean, look how
The
much they
greatest of all
breaking their
time?
neck to buy tickets to go see him.
And guess what?
Well, he might be the top
he-
selling.
He's a Jay-Z fan
I like Jay-Z.
from top to bottom.
I ain't never denied it.
You
But I
feel?
wouldn't call him the greatest.
He's not the greatest.
I wouldn't call him the greatest. I'm an MC myself,
I understand that, Z.
right? And
Yes, you
I
are.
understand MCs.
Okay.
And I've been doing this
For
for
a
the
long
last
time.
year. I've
And I
been
understand that.
interviewing.
I understand that.
So I've had a chance to see artists outside of their regular light as well. So, but what you're saying to me, I don't think is the truth. I don't think that Kanye wrote most of
Oh,
Jay-Z
he had.
stuff.
Yes,
I don't
he had.
believe
It's
that.
a proven fact.
I
Do your
don't
homework.
believe that.
It's a proven fact.
Produced, yes.
Wrote too. Wrote too.
I know it's on the credits.
But this is what you got to understand about the game, bro.
I know you're not gonna get through that list.
No,
This
I
what-
ain't gonna never get to the list.
This is what you
This
got to
so-
understand about the game.
We'll never get
You'll
to
read the credit. But
Randy, how much time we got, man? I'm just checking.
I think we there.
You've got another 10 minutes or so.
Another 10 minutes or
Good.
so. Randy, you know hip hop?
Not
No.
really.
Okay. That's just like
country wrestling, man.
That's
You like
excellent.
country wrestling? Hard
No.
rock, metal.
Power metal
Okay, I knew it was one of them.
from like
Anyway.
European metal bands.
That's good. It's good music. Back to you, bro. Back to you, Mr. Zen Braswell, Mr. Flavor Flav.
Mr. Flavor.
Okay,
That's
listen.
what I go by.
So, people always steal people credit. You can write a song, and I can just write out, pay you, and I can take the credit.
So
back.
that's called that's buying that song. So you buy the rights. That happens all the time.
And that's what Jay-Z do all the time. That's what he do. I mean, but not only him, a lot of great rappers and singers does that.
I mean, that's
I'm-
okay. So
prime
that is
example,
part of the
prime
game. That's
example.
part of the game.
Whitney Houston never wrote none of her songs. People didn't know that. Never wrote none of them songs. Her biggest song, I'll Always Love You, Dolly Parton
Yeah, right.
wrote that song and sung that song first.
Right.
But
The
us,
other song was written by the Four Tops. She took
Okay.
that from Four Tops.
so what I'm saying to you is a lot of artists don't write their music.
That's
People-
true. Nobody's denying that, though. Nobody's denying that. I don't think that's what we're denying. Are we denying that? Is that
You
what we're saying?
denying that because I keep saying Jay-Z don't write his stuff. You
But
saying that's
no,
not true.
I don't
Ty,
believe that.
Did he not say that?
I did say that,
All
and
right
I
then.
stick
Now
that.
you
But
contradicting yourself.
no,
Then
because
you're not
I'm
gonna win this
not.
argument with me. So let's move on to the next topic.
I am going to win the argument because I will close the argument if I can't win. So I'm
Yeah,
going to
that's-
win the argument.
Okay, then that's
So
what
that's
you're gonna have
the
to do. You
point.
got to close this argument.
So, but no.
But the goal is, to me, you got a long list of people that they put their dues in, they put their time in. They're not beating Tupac. They're not gonna beat a Biggie Small. That's
Well,
at the
my
tempo.
goat is Rakim. So that's period.
Well, I
Because
like-
I don't think rap would have been what it is if it wasn't for Rakim. Because Rakim changed the whole structure.
But you know what, though?
And
I can give you
even
that.
I'm not
I
finished.
can give
I'm
you
not
that.
finished. I'm not finished. Let me finish my point. Even Tupac and Biggie would tell you that their greatest MC, if they were here to talk, was Rakim. So to me, the GOAT, the God MC, is Rakim. But if we went by this list, because you're breaking down each category, he wouldn't be popular in a lot of these categories.
So he
He
can.
would not.
So with that being said, he can't be the GOAT.
He can if we all judge it correctly. That was the whole purpose, was to go through this.
He's still
to
gonna
see
be my
what-
GOAT. I don't
Because
think
hell,
he's
you
gonna be
blindly
Ty
just
GOAT.
saying 10, 10s for people across the line.
I said
Well,
that for
they
only
ain't-
one
But,
person, and that
you
was
know,
Tupac
nobody
Shakur.
gets a 10.
Why don't?
Nobody gets all
In a
10s.
slam dunk
I'm the
contest, they get
jury.
10.
Yeah, I wouldn't. If I was
Because
judging.
that's low key hating.
Nah.
What? That's why he
It's
giving people 9.5.
Yeah, that's right. They get a 9.5, maybe.
Who does that?
He gonna do a 9.7, 9.8. All not
Nobody
to get
gets
him
a 10, man. I'm the German judge. Nobody gets a 10. I'm the Russian judge. Nobody gets a 10.
Okay.
It don't happen.
Oh, okay.
Across the board, who
got-
could be? That's like a.
Who
that's
even put
a
Remy Ma
robot.
on here? How'd she get on here? She's horrible.
Remy Ma is horrible.
Man, she ain't had them but motherfucking features.
Who?
She only had features. Only hot song she ever had has been with Fat Joe, bro. She ain't had no hot song by
She had a hot
herself.
song like 2 years ago.
Where? How? When? Who heard it? If
The
Fat,
whole world.
if Fat Joe wasn't on it, if Fat Joe wasn't on it, it wasn't big, bro. Name the
That's
song.
not true.
Well, name the song.
That's not true.
Name the song. Shut me up.
She had the song when she was talking about Nicki Minaj.
That shit didn't go nowhere. She didn't sell copper.
What are you talking about?
Didn't sell copper. It didn't even, Nicki Minaj didn't even reply back because it wasn't worth replying back.
Bet.
The only song that I think she had that was hot, it was with Fat Joe, man. She shouldn't even be on this list, man. She don't deserve to be here. Only thing her claim fame is,
So
bro,
the reason for the list
going to
was
penitentiary.
to give you a broad view. But I think you kind of narrow-minded here,
I was
Black.
about to say Black got tunnel vision.
Yeah, you kind of narrow-minded.
No, because I'm looking at these people that y'all say y'all got on here, bro. We got on here. Don't deserve to be on here. I can name 1,000 of them, dog. Don't even listen,
I
bro.
will agree on my research. It did say Rakim. Without him, it wouldn't.
and I
opened the
listen,
doors
and
and changed
I
the-
agree with him on that part. But he's not the GOAT because he didn't last long enough. And hold on, he did not. And his impact wouldn't until this day. That's why he could never come back because his style had played out. Yes, I give him the credit. Yes, he can rap. Yes, he was cold in his small era.
But that's everybody.
That's the
Everybody
golden
has their
age of
small
hip-hop.
window.
Not really,
Right.
because to this day, Tupac and Biggie still playing. People still
That is correct. We did
still
say
listening
that.
to their music.
People
did
still
say that.
listen to
No, they
Rakim.
don't. You ride downtown, ride anywhere.
Ain't nobody
No,
still
you
listen
talking
to
about young
Rakim?
heads. I got some old heads.
Yeah.
Old heads. We talking about young kids. Old heads don't buy records. Kids do.
That don't make sense.
It does. You buy what you buy?
I do buy
When?
records.
What's the last record you bought?
Well, what's the
I-
people don't buy
now you
records no
stutter.
more.
They
Download.
People don't buy
That's
records.
buying them.
Okay.
If it's cost 99 cents, that means you buying
Oh, so
them.
I download
Okay,
records
where?
all day
Where?
long.
What's the last one you download?
J. Cole's last album.
Oh wow. When was last that? Last year?
No, it was this year, a few months ago.
Oh okay.
Yeah.
So how many albums you buy out of the year?
How many I download out of
Yeah,
here?
And don't lie. Don't put 10 on 100. Be honest.
I am being honest. I download new stuff. I try to stay relevant with what's going on.
okay.
I also continue to play old stuff because that's what I like.
Okay.
I have my own personal mix.
I get that.
Right.
But you play that in your home. But they're not going to, when you turn on,
He
we
said
talking
they're
about
not playing it in club.
in
parties
clubs.
and
I ain't went to no club and they
That's
put
not
Rakim
true.
on.
the
Oh,
old
that's
people
not
stuff.
true.
You went to the club and they put Rakim?
Depending on who's the
Depending on
who's the
the
audience. What are you
audience
talking
you-
about?
Where? You been and they play Rakim?
If you go to yesterdays or clubs that
yesterday
They're
downtown.
relevant to the-
Nah, I
yeah
ain't-
that
I been
push
in
to
there
the
club.
older, they
I
not
ain't
gonna
heard
play.
that.
They not gonna play. Move the crowd. Are you crazy?
Nah, I ain't heard that in so long. In only way I heard that if I made a mistake and put it on my phone, it came up. But I've been in a lot of places. I ain't heard "Move the Crowd" in a long time. It was a great song.
Well, that's you, and
Have
that's
you heard it
your
in the club?
narrow view.
Have you heard it?
That's your narrow view.
Have you heard it? No, it's just reality, man.
No, that's
You
not.
know,
You know, if
you know what?
The-
3
it is?
minutes.
The-
Thank you, Ray.
The real top hits, yes, you will still hear that. Get
Where?
the crowd up
How?
and then down.
She just said you were here, so
Okay, but it's like this here.
They not going through
I'll
a
give
whole
y'all something
record.
to do. The night, Saturday night.
go
Right?
down to
No, stop. No,
Club
no,
Nikki's
listen,
tonight,
listen.
Saturday night.
We ain't
Well, they
gotta
got
go to Club
different
Nikki's.
rooms for that. So yeah.
So listen what I'm finna say to you. I'm not through talking. Ooh, give me a minute, sir. Please.
We got 2 minutes. We
Okay, it's real quick. The night Saturday. They at Old School on FM 98, 100.59. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. 100.7. Turn it on tonight and see if y'all hear any Rakim. And if y'all do, call me.
You could play 105.1.
We,
That does classic hip hop.
I ain't heard no Rakim on it yet.
Oh, you grown. You don't. You
I'm just
stop
being
it.
honest. I haven't heard it.
Well, you haven't heard it. That don't mean they
And
haven't
I
played it.
fluctuate back and forth.
I'm sure.
Call
that-
me when you hear Rakim. That's just simple.
Sweet pea.
Ty,
Huh?
call me when you hear Rakim.
You know what? I'm gonna make sure when I take a trip to a club and
You
it's
make
played,
sure.
I'm a.
You know so beautiful about these
um,
phones?
What's that?
You-
We
You can record
Screenshot
it.
it.
stream. Yep.
Screenshot it.
She can record it. Take a picture of it.
Straight
Last
go
longer.
live. So
Yeah,
you
so
can
again,
hear
this
it.
has been the Biased Black Show. I'm glad that y'all were able to tune in because whatever Black thinks, he thinks everybody else should be thinking the same thing. And that is not true. But I want to thank y'all again for coming to the Flav'a Show. We will return, and we're going to have some. So we got to be some more credible people in here as well to speak to this topic. Because I can't let you dominate this with your negativity, man.
I
'Cause
guarantee you.
everybody in here you hate.
No, it's not everybody.
Yeah, I mean,
It's a lot of rappers on here that I do like.
I mean, I think that's pretty obvious. man.
Yeah.
Anytime you can sit here and say Nas is not
He's not.
in the top
But Ty
20.
said the same thing.
I didn't hear her say that.
I kind of did say that. I
Not
said
in
I
the
gave
top
him
20?
sixes all the way. Kinda.
He's not in the top
Stop
10, man. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
I'm gonna bring my
Yeah.
list in.
Yeah.
It'll be here, and I'll revisit that with you. But I'm pretty sure he had like sixes
Yeah,
across.
he's not in the top 10.
Are you kidding me? You can't name me 10 other rappers besides Nas.
I can name you two.
Yeah, so that's
Yeah.
not
3.
10.
Well, you said
That's
three
not
because you
10.
said
I said 3.
Eminem,
I said
Biggie,
3.
and
Eminem.
Pac.
Yeah,
Yeah.
them 3. Yeah.
So again, you can't name 7 other ones without naming Nas.
I don't.
Yeah,
Think
right.
none of
I know.
these-
I know. I know
Okay,
you can't.
LL Cool J, he can go in the top
So
10.
you would put
The Lip
LL
Maker?
before Rakim?
You
I mean,
going for the
before
Lip Maker?
Nas?
Yeah.
Right. You would put LL
Let me
before
tell you
Because
Nas?
he
why?
made it cool to lick your lips in public.
No, I'm gonna tell you why.
You would put LL before Nas?
Yeah, he had a great career. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Nas still make records. You do know that, right? To this day.
Man, nah,
You
they
do
ain't-
know that?
Yeah, they ain't did shit.
All right. Again, this
Hey,
has
on
been the
that
Flavor
note-
Show. I thank you for coming in, for tuning in, enjoying the show. We will be back again next Saturday at 12 noon, and we hope to see you here. Check it out.